Welcome back to the Bazaar, I'm Inko, and I think with the most recent patch, Mac is probably on the whole stronger. Floating Flask took a big hit. He's worse at using things like Freeze Lockout with Frost Potion dupes. He's worse at any sort of potion strategy for obvious reasons. Explosive Potion in particular got a lot worse. And on top of the nerf, the fact that Floating Flask is at gold tier now makes it much harder to find as well. However, Mac also got the text generate a catalyst at the start of day attached to a bunch of items, and it's much better at reliably transmuting things. I think Mac is much more reliably able to get his early economy going than he used to be. But there are also items, Philosopher's Stone, Retort, and Calcinator, where they scale off the number of times you transmute something, and these become much more viable late game plans with more ways available to transmute things. I think Calcinator in particular stands out as a much better card than it was in the previous meta. Retort's still kind of lame, being a poison item. It's just worse to be scaling than a burn item. And Philosopher's Stone was already good, it's better now. But I think Calcinator, unlike Philosopher's Stone, is a actual game plan to end a game. Philosopher's Stone on its own doesn't kill your opponent, and I think Calcinator absolutely can now. Calcinator was already strong in the last patch, and I think it's genuinely one of the most important strategies to be aware of in Mac this patch, and I'll show you why. Here's the run. New patch, new Mac, and same old start. I can't imagine not taking income on Mac. It seems even more important these days. And we'll get into why as we start seeing the new items, but it feels like there's just so much more pressure to buy a bunch of items in the first 2 days than there used to be. These are kind of not at all the shops that I wanted, man. I'm just gonna take 4 gold here and pray that we don't get trolled. A silver tier potion could have been correct. I don't know. I don't feel like it was. Anyway, Bananable, I don't need shield, I don't beat Viper, so that sort of narrows it down to this option for my day 1 fight. And while we wait for the Sandstorm to get here and kill Bananable, because God knows neither of us will be doing anything useful ourselves, I'll take this chance to remind you that you can sub to this channel for more daily Bazaar content just like this. And if you can hit the like button, it really does help the channel grow, spread the video around in the algorithm, and it really does mean a lot to me. Anyways, by the magic of editing, the Sandstorm is here, the Bananable is dead, and we can see if we have a really cool skill or the ability to actually use Tiny Furry Monster early. Odds are good we get next to nothing from the fight, though. Oh! Well, I don't know how to heal on Mac reliably, but I do want to try to use that. Obviously, B1, B2, pretty bad with literally no items. I'm gonna go Andy, try to find something. Just gonna buy that entire page. I have a ton of gold, I can afford to buy all of that. I don't know what I'm playing yet, and these all go into sort of different builds. Well, I've got 30 agents for days. I don't think there's any merit to using a Bottled Lightning over a Hemlock currently. If I'm hasting anything, I should probably be hasting the Hemlock. It seems like just stacking poison's how I win currently. Noxious Potion's right out. We're not using that. I have no value whatsoever from Bronze Noxious. So obviously I'm not taking Invest in Yourself here, but Quixel's not obviously a good shop here. The Lost Crate guarantees a medium silver item. Quixel costs 4 gold to roll. Essentially, to see both pages of Quixel shop, I have to give up 8 gold. If this were middle, I'd be going here for sure. There'd be too many items I want to buy. But frankly, giving up 8 gold when I could just, you know, get a medium silver item, that's not the one I'm looking for. I don't think that does anything for me. But I think this is still better. Hasting adjacent items for 2 every 5 seems potentially better. What am I up against? It is a Mac. There's a good chance we're seeing Poison or Burn, in which case hasting the Shard of Obsidian is better. I think this is my best board. I could be wrong about it. It's a very, very minor difference either way. And I'm definitely just an incompetent pile of trash right now, having taken 2 non-shop hours on day 1 with an income start. Hasting this will definitely help. There's a lot of poison coming in from the Sword Cane. He has 5 regen on the Philosopher's Stone. I am just going to lose guaranteed then. Even though I do a lot to undo his poison, I don't come close to undoing it all, and I'm never going to out-DPS the Philo Stone, so we just get put in the dirt here. The start was Shielded Emerald, apparently. I think long-term, he's a lot worse off than me. At the start of tomorrow, he has 5 gold. At the start of tomorrow, I have 21 gold. I think by the end of day 3, I will definitely be stronger than him. I do not endorse any sort of enchant or skill start on Mac. I think it's so much worse for your long-term prospects. We're going to start showing off why pretty immediately. I do need 1 experience over the course of the day. I'm nowhere near able to run any sort of good weapon setup right now, and I haven't managed to enable Tiny Furry Monster. Because I'm a level 1 Mac, I actually lose a lot of fights if I click Risky, in addition to the chance of just not getting 1 experience. I'm going to take Guide the Convoy here. I hate doing it, but it's necessary because I'm Mac. With enough power. If I'm not level 3 on day 2, I just assume I will lose. Emanating Spark can be very, very good. It doesn't do anything currently, but frankly, no skill does. I would rather right-handed and left-handed because they're good now and build into explosive potion later. I'd rather defense grid because it's like the only shield Mac will ever get. I'm not sure there's a lot I would rather. There are 25 bronze skills or so, I think. Well, I say I think, but I can simply check there are 24 bronze skills available to Mac. I can also obviously just get the other burn skill or the all burn item skill. There are 5 hits that are equivalent to this. Seems unlikely that I roll and get something meaningfully worse. Hey, we got left-handed. That is kind of what I was hoping to hit. It makes me much better right now. As I was saying, we can't click Tiny Furry Monster, so we'll be going to Kina instead. Happy to take a Philosopher's Stone and start showing off the new Catalyst mechanic. The reason I value Income Start so much is because there are a lot of items now that give Catalyst instead of what they used to do, or usually in addition to what they used to do, making it much easier to transform all of your items because now you can just get a bunch of Catalysts to transform things, and suddenly stuff like an early game Retort or Calcinator can just be your entire build if you get this going fast enough. I'm not there yet, but I'm going to try to do it. I'm going to hold off on changing anything with the Catalyst just yet. I'm going to try to get it with a Calcinator or a Retort. I will probably transmute at the end of the day if I have to. Palanquin, huh? Doesn't really seem like it makes any sense to me. Gonna have to pass. What about Fireflies? Do I have any slow? I have a bit. I think this is what I'm doing currently. It's not like very pretty, but it should be more than enough to beat a Rogue Scrapper. 25 lifesteal every 4, hasted so more often than that really. In addition, we're stacking up some poison meaningfully with Emerald and the tiny bits of haste we're getting. Like, this is not good. This is not how you want to fight Rogue Scrapper, but it's good enough. Also, worth knowing, I kind of don't ever want to cut Shard of Obsidian. It pushes me pretty aggressively towards a weapon build, because now that lifesteal counts as healing, Shard of Obsidian is just as good at First Aid, I should say, when it comes to delivery systems for overheal haste. Obviously, the best one in the game now is Money Tree, so I guess it's Pygmalion. I'm always clicking Bananable 2 now. But yeah, I definitely want to play something more weapony if I can get an income system together. Right now, I'm just trying to cobble together something to win my day 2 and 3 encounters and ideally give me a shot in PvE. Or sorry, PvP. It's not bad. I healed a lot. I dealt 31 poison. Let's see what we actually dealt on that Shard of Obsidian. If it's high enough, we might feel comfortable in PvP. 500 health by Sandstorm is not bad. It's obviously not good, but we level up on time. Just because we're at level 3 on time, we have a real shot, but we really do not want to be playing Rocket Boots at the end of the day. Andy's kind of not the vendor I wanted to see, but I've got to go. I've got to see what he has. Happy enough with upgrading the Shard of Obsidian, the Hemlock, like all these reagents, fine. Happy to upgrade them, but not really what I'm looking for. And I need to upgrade the Moth Meal, even though it's not on my board. It might go on my board shortly, and it needs to be silver to transmute into anything worth doing. Guys, please. Can you sell things other than reagent upgrades? I'm going to transmute something at the end of the day, then run Philosopher's Stone and a Moth Meal currently. It's up in the air. There's no shot I spend my gold on Venomander. I want to be able to go to like a middle and roll. A Quicksoul, huh? I could just take 3 regen. If I roll at Quicksoul, it's pretty likely I don't get to do anything else. It doesn't matter. I need to find something to generate lead, man. Well, I don't freeze. I mean, Black Ice freezes a little bit, but not a lot. At this point, we do have to transmute something. I think the thing most likely to be powerful is transmuting the Moth Meal. Currently, I'm running, when I level up after this hour, Philostone and Moth Meal for 3 regen every 5 and 1 slow every 2. So there's an argument to just transmute Myrrh, because then it can't make your build worse. But like, the Myrrh is not even obviously worse than the Moth Meal. We're going to transmute this, see what it does. No, I need to roll the shop first if I'm rolling the shop. And I am going to roll the shop. Because if I find like a Calcinator, I need to buy that first. And I'm not going Black Ice, so we spend our gold to roll. Well, speak of the devil. We definitely don't care about Granola. That gives us the gold to pick up a Calcinator. We might be playing something with Nightshade and Emerald in the short term, though. I don't like it. The Calcinator is 55 damage after the transformation. Just rocket bootsing that might be good enough. First, let's do the Catalyst, see what we get. Durable. Without a tooltip. Okay. That leans me away from playing Nightshade Emerald. It makes me want to just put the Calcinator on board and haste these 2 items. Maybe I keep the haste on Shard of Obsidian, to be honest. And instead I can do something like this. I'm better off upgrading, or rather hasting the Calcinator, aren't I? It's hard to say exactly since one of them doesn't have a tooltip. I think so. I think I'm playing a damage build. Hemlock's no longer important to me. This stuff is sellable, and the Calcinator goes on board. It's a jank build, but it's good enough to win on day 2. We got somewhere. Glad I went to Quixel. Getting this lead generator as well as just having the burn is very important. Don't need more reagents. Let's get the loot, take the gold. I'll put that on Calcinator. There's a very good chance that I'm ride or die with Calcinator for the whole run. And it's certainly the most important thing right now. Although we definitely have pivots out with the Shard of Obsidian, the Overkill Haste, the left-handed. We have some things giving us direction away from this and towards, like, Bottled Explosion. But for the mid-game, Calcinator it is. He did not level up. He does not have a core. He does have a 100 damage Langjin, which is a bit spooky. And because of the Uzi, we don't actually trigger Overheal Haste, which is really bad for us. It was resolving and life stealing as that happened. Oh, that sucks. Wait, why didn't it resolve? Hold up. Because it goes off every 4. This goes off every 5. I'm assuming I died at 10 seconds. And it's been receiving haste, never slow. That's just wrong, correct? Because I know that a hasted item resolves before a non-hasted item. Like if you're doing stuff with Strain Pot, you figure that out. That should have resolved and saved my life. I don't understand why it didn't. Oh, that's really unfortunate. I hate that. If it had resolved, like, did I lose because of bug, or was this build just much better than mine because gold starting skill strength? I'm pretty sure it's that. If it hadn't killed me, like, yeah, I'd heal and then immediately get beat down like Chris Army Knife and Uzi. It's not a big deal. It does seem a little bit bugged. I don't even know how to concisely phrase that as a report. Like, life steal items do not trigger at the same time as heal isn't even necessarily a bug, it's just game design. It's unintuitive and super minor and kind of sad to learn. So I'm not going to report anything. If anyone knows how to phrase that, let me know. Anyway, we'll go Kina here. We would really like to get these rocket boots off our board. The reagent stash is steadily growing larger, looking to actually turn that into something at some point, but don't have the ability to do it just yet. Candles, huh? Well, I've got some more small items coming in. Don't want to use the rocket boots. I am going to take candles. They are meaningfully good for my build right now. I really need to find a catalyst generator, though. That's kind of the opposite of what I'm looking for. I am still taking it. And we're going to have to find something soon. Obviously, Alembic is 1 transform a day. There are a lot of things that do that. I can buy the Alembic right now if I wanted to by selling Rocket Boots, Bottled Lightning, Emerald, and both reagents. And then, like, my board's going to suck, so I don't want to do that. It's just a little bit too expensive. I can't justify it, man. Transform something into something else. Kind of have to do it since I don't have the ability to transmute lead at will yet. Huh. That seems good. Seems very good. Also, this should definitely be hasting. The Calcinator, what am I doing? It does not have full haste uptime yet. And I don't need to do anything here. I'm just going to go to Aetheryte, win this fight, and then figure out what I have to do at the end. Ideally, we just get the 1 in 5 for rigged, and we don't have to worry about any of this. And we should crush this no problem, right? We have a huge amount of burn. We have the life steal. The shield just doesn't stay up and they're dead. Yeah, 100%. I don't even know why I was doubtful. I'm just like, I'm still looking at rocket boots and assuming my build is trash because I don't want to be running a silver rocket boots. But very genuinely, silver rocket boots is not bad. It's just something I've never had before, so it makes me feel uncomfortable. That's not rigged at all. I'm gonna toss the emerald. It's by far my least important item. I guess that actually goes to the chunk of gold, doesn't it? We do win most fights, so I will take a PvP fight here. Or sorry, a PvE fight here. Happy enough with Boiler and Brawler. The extra experience is appreciated. If you get time to tinker, that's pretty much the one way to generate reliable shield that Matt can get. That and Unwavering, I guess, the Lord Arkan skill after day 10. But stuff like this can be really valuable in any sort of burn matchup. Although obviously you need an energy potion to enable it most of the time. I guess there's not really like a ton of bad drops here. There's definitely some weaker ones though. Alright, what are we dealing with? We're dealing with 2 gold. I'm gonna sell this, sell the trunk of gold. Bug out and reconnect, I guess. Pick up the toolbox for real this time. Upgrade a bronze tier item. Definitely going on the Calcinator. This thing needs to be generating silver lead. 1 for income and 2 to increase its own scaling by 2 burn every transformation. You know, I don't think my board's doing well. I'm going to reconnect again. My smelling salts just got deleted. They're just gone. That's very cool. That's very frustrating. Thank God it wasn't the Calcinator. That's all I have to say. I guess I'm gonna go JJ. I'm still looking for reagent generators, or sorry, catalyst generators. Happy enough to take a Thurible. Happy enough to grab Sulfur. And we'll roll. Well, we can get even a more lead, which, like, don't get me wrong, I like the lead. The lead's good. It's just, do I take Moth Meal? How backlogged am I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 after I generate? Yeah, buying another reagent sounds very wrong, doesn't it? Even the Sulfur's probably not correct. I'd probably have this for 5 regen. It's like, I've got no defenses. Getting something seems better. With Candles, is Rocket Boots even the way to go? Like, run Myrrh for more regen, and the last one sort of sucks, but I guess Bottled Lightning because it crits for more than it normally would. I'm not going to buy the Moth Meal, I'm just so incredibly backlogged, it doesn't make any sense. And I am going to sell this now in case I've just forgotten one of my items generates reagents now, or sorry, catalyst. I don't think any of them do.
My true purpose, you would stand aside.
Go ahead, underestimate me.
I definitely would have been more confident if I had my haste generator with Smelling Salts. Also, I'm sorry, friend, why do you have 250 extra health? I guess chocolate bars is most of that answer, though. They look like they're just scaling shields, which might actually work. No, that doesn't beat burn. Scaling shield sounds like it beats burn, but what actually happens is Fixer-Upper beats burn, and crazy values beat burn, but any fair scaling just loses to burn, even if it is, like, theoretically great scaling. Shiny Glamora makes this guy terrifying if he makes it to the late game, though. At least we have a win under our belt on day 3. We have our income sorted. Well, we don't actually, right? Because we just have the chunks of lead. We don't have the way to transform them on the daily basis yet. Oh, maybe Kina will help with that. Don't really use Ouroboros statue effectively. I have nothing to use Sapphire with, and Freeze Lockout got a lot worse with the Boiling Blast nerf as well. So I'm going to roll past that. We don't really have a game plan yet. Incense is generally good. Definitely just straight up objectively better than the Myrrh, so that's nice. But aside from helping me find a path into Magnus's Femur, I'm not seeing how Incense is going to help here. I was really hoping to show off like all the new catalyst generators here. I guess I could just also not find any of them.
It is almost humorous.
Like, I'm definitely taking that. Am I just selling the Rocket Boots without a target? That sounds awful. I'm never actually transmuting these. The backlog is enormous. Going to buy the Calcinator, and I'm perfectly happy to self-sabotage and sell my board for anything that gives me a catalyst. Yeah, no, they don't exist. I'll just leave and cry into my pillow, I guess. Well, the day 4 gold Calcinator is great. The lack of seeing a single item that generates catalyst, despite them adding like 6 to the game in the most recent patch, definitely hurts.
You best keep moving.
Well, being more consistent doesn't mean it is truly consistent. I guess this is a weird game to have as my first game as Mac. I was really hoping to show up, like, yeah, you can just go all in on Calcinator. And instead I'm showing that, like, yeah, you can still just never find something that generates reagents. Sorry, catalyst. It used to be a reagent, and my brain is just broken from the changing terminology. It's fine. It's fine. We beat Hellbilly. We're still doing well. I don't know if we're actually doing well, man. Like, if we don't find a Mandala today, I'm not even sure how I afford to buy things. Speaking of, I have to take Gunner here. It's not very good, but if I don't take Gunner, thank God Mandala showed up. If I don't take Gunner, I literally wouldn't have the gold to do anything after rolling. Venom's certainly not what I was looking for. Put the Ruby back in. I'm just going to sell that because I know I'm going to need it pretty immediately. I also need the space. Escort the convoy, try to get some fights. It's Boiler Room Brawler again. It's always this guy raiding the convoy. Well, he lost last time. I think I'm meaningfully stronger than I was then. 25 burns a lot more, 11 burn on the candles with all these small items. Like, it's not a terrible build for day 4. We're fine. It's just that my long-term economy should be sorted. This should be like a 40-ish burn item right now, and I should have 20 gold. The fact that I'm completely failing to find a catalyst generator is a huge, huge problem. That's good. I mean, I obviously don't do anything with it yet, but no, that's not true. I generate a lot of haste at the start of combat. A lot of the time, anyway. I generate 1, 2 things, nothing else. I don't need to sell, and economy is still tight, so I'm going to fight like this. Now, could you please not somehow hit me before Shard of Obsidian goes off? It looks like I got my wish. The Toxic Refractor this early is absolutely horrifying. Start a fight haste with this much burn, I think, means that I am on the whole favored, but the Refractor is just huge. Thankfully, it's not hasted or anything, so it looks like we're fine.
Fight me again. I must repeat the experiment.
Killed him just before Vitality Potion went off. Might have been related to the random slow and heavy Thurible or Incense, not sure. But I'll take a win. I don't really care how it gets here. 2-2 with income start on Mac is good. I just need to sort out this whole Catalyst issue. Probably go to Tox Clocks. He should be able to sell some useful items. Chocolate bars are obviously good. I don't have room for them. I could like sell everything except for the lead, and then I'd not have that much money afterwards. I'd like chocolate bars, but I just have to find a solution to my Catalyst problem. You know, I assume that Tox sold things that gave me Catalyst. I'm not actually sure that's true now that I'm here. Turbo Bottled Explosion, huh? Yeah, no, that doesn't help Tox.
Closer and closer.
Transform your leftmost small item. Gotta make some room.
Sister's laughter.
A gold spider mace. Not really doing anything with that archetype yet, but it could happen. I have a Venom somehow. We could go to Mandala, but I've already got enough gold for the day for sure. I'm gonna go JJ and look for something that gives me more permanent solutions to my problem. No, not those. Those are wholly unhelpful in my current situation. It's been rough. The shops are like, are you sure you wouldn't like fireflies and bad potions? And no, I wouldn't like this. Please stop. Please show me other things. Spider Mace isn't actually fast. At 10 seconds with no other poison, even next to a Venom, it will be an 8-second item on this board. Just nothing else accelerating it at all. 22 poison's a good chunk of poison, but because I'm just a burn build, I think slowing the candles down is less valuable. I'm not going to throw the Spider Mace and Venom until I absolutely have to, like having this opens up Poppy Field in a big way. Sabretooth can give me specifically Diamond Fangs, but I need to push experience. I've gotten very little additional health from things like chocolate bars this run because I've just been desperately going to shops and getting nothing every single time they were offered. And I have to imagine that on average that's the right play, but it's certainly feeling like I've played wrong this time based on the results I'm getting.
See? My opponent resorts to violence.
Not sure what I'm hoping to get from this guy. I guess it doesn't matter. No thanks. I don't have shield items on this character. That's just not a thing I do. Sylvia, please help. Yeah, I would love to be in a world where I thought that was remotely sensible, but I can't buy that from you. I'm glad I didn't, because there's nothing coming next. I'll put the incense in the stash. I will take the strength potion. That goes off before the Calcinator. The Calcinator crits. It's essentially a 1-slot 33 burn item that can be really, really heavily mitigated by disruption. And yeah, we'll go to the next shop and keep hoping we find something to help with this, because it's just not happening so far. Middle's a great shop for this. There are so many medium items that give these things.
All about moderation.
Scales are a pretty good item. The Philo Stone's not doing a lot for my current build archetype, neither is this. I can have Scales in the middle of the build, replacing these two items, and I think it would just be better for me. Obviously, losing the two smalls isn't great for candles. This sort of puts me on a path where I'm trying to transition out of candles at some point. Not really able to do it just yet. I'm gonna believe that's right. I'm tossing these and picking up the Scales. And we're going to roll and find something that generates a catalyst, right? Thank God. And a gold Fireclaw, which I would really like to buy, but I don't know that I can get 24 gold together. We're at 16. We only need 8 more. I really don't want to sell the rocket boots. The chunk of lead is backlogged, right? I could throw these away for space, but like I don't need space, I need gold. I'm essentially just betting that I can win on Calcinator Fireclaw. The thing is, 33 burn Calcinator on day 5 is not even that good. You can do way, way better than this. I'm not that far behind Curve. Like, I'm getting my shit together now. I think we can still go into a Calcinator build here, which means we're definitely not playing Poppy Field. There's too many moving pieces that I don't have. And I think Fireclaw is just better than Candles here. I'm going to drop the Candles. Going to pick up the Fire Claw,
It's not right for you.
rearrange my board for better symmetry. It's very important. And the real reason to do that is that Strength Potion needs to be left of Calcinator because they activate left to right if they activate identical timings. So this needs to go off first. And we have the gold to pick up a Sifting Pan.
Oh, I think you're really gonna enjoy that.
Now the issue is, of course, we generate 3 items at the start of the day and we only have 2 slots. So I know what I have to do, I just don't like it. But, oh well. We can't make use of the rocket boots, we have other things on our minds. It is a undefeated Ayla. I don't like that one bit.
You should know, I'm a bit of a legend on Pelago.
Desperate Strike left-handed. I'm gonna double... Oh, I'm so dead. I have almost no defenses. I do get Overheal Haste off by the look of it, which is critically important to me standing any chance of winning, but I think I'll still die. No, it looks like I'm just barely fast enough.
Like my crew says at the bar. Another
He
round.
might have gotten bad crit RNG as well. It's very likely that there was a chance of me dying in that fight. Thanks to his Icy Vanessa's aiming, I can really easily track it. He got 2 crits during the fight. And with 20% crit on most of this, that actually doesn't seem particularly unlucky. I think I was favored there.
The Bazaar
I deal
has
so much more
many
burn than I realized I did.
I will uncover them all.
Upgrade a silver tier item. I think I used that on my retort here. A silver skill is not going to do a lot. This gives me much more gold to play with in the immediate future, and basically sorts my economy forever to be as frivolous as I want. I still need to find another thing generating catalyst because I'm just backlogged on my economy in a really, really bad way. I could sell my silver chunks of lead, use the catalyst on the gold chunk of lead, and go get chocolate bars. I'm not going to. I'm going to go to Midsworth. I'm going to try to find a better solution than that. Are smelling salts useful to me?
Back to business.
I missed rust. That's the main thing that makes smelling salts completely crazy sometimes. Don't think I want any of this, to be honest with you. I am going to roll. That's more or less what I expected, unfortunately. Hourglass isn't bad. I obviously don't mind lowering the cooldown of Fire Claw and Scales. I don't think the Hourglass makes sense now, and I don't know that it ever will. Going to pass on that.
Nothing I can do about your poor judgment.
1 XP versus heal and regen. Heal and regen is generally not super helpful for what I'm looking to do. So I'll push experience here. It's not the shop I'm looking for, but it's what I've got. I'm going to need to make the room in a second anyway, so I'm just going to catalyst one of these. It's a Venomander, no thank you. And we'll go fight Enclave Weeper. I don't see a good reason to fight the other 2 here. I don't know. I think I'm strong for day 6. Like, I think the Gold Scales, Gold Fireclaw really sent me to the moon, but at the same time, this falls off a cliff. This is not going to one-shot people on day 12, and I have to win on day 12. So we're looking for a lot more than we currently have. Diamond Scales helps a lot. This speeds you up a ton. Theoretically, there's no way I can ever make it work with a Strength Potion down the line and another medium item. I'm trying to figure out, like, how do you use Scales with a Pendulum in this build, and I'm not seeing it. At least we got good gold out of that, which makes it easier to keep looking for Catalyst, or Catalyst Generators, rather. I'm going to take plus 2 XP over going to the Potion Shop, because I have no way to load potions right now, no potion synergies to speak of.
I see everything.
The main reason I always care about haste and charge is explosive potions, and again, not really using potions yet. Noisy Cricket does currently give me 25 damage on a lifesteal item. I don't think that matters. I have a lot of crits in my opening volley thanks to Strength Potion. I think Alacrity just makes enough sense right now.
Goes back to our community. We Sphinxians thank you.
If I go Ayla, what am I looking to find? None of the things that generate Catalyst in my memory are weapons. Well, I don't need Dox or gold, so I'm spending 2 gold to roll for Obsidian Enchants, and that's a terrible Owler. Hey, Fever, you're very, very strong. I have literally nothing that slows. I have 1 heavy Thurible. We roll that, there's nothing for us. It is the bottom explosion that I was theorizing about earlier, but it's a lot worse with the changes they've made to Boiling Flask. I don't really think I'm going to be going for that. Same with Floor Spike Magic Carpet, just not a lot of reason to try these things. Sell those 2 off to make room for lead at the start of the day. Sadly, not making any catalysts at the start of the day. I've been to so many shops and it's day 6, but I've just gotten nothing
The
for it.
100 years when you are dust, I will remain.
I have to imagine I'm favored against the Mac because we're very bad at generating shield. I'm a crazy burn build. How's his Calcinator doing? Yeah, see, his silver Calcinator is up 27 on my gold. The fact that I have not managed to find ways to transmute yet is crazy. We might just be dead because of powder keg diff. No, he just burns to death even though I got frozen out. It didn't matter. Doesn't actually burn very rapidly for the powder keg, does he? Well, I'm glad to have won it. If I click recap here, I'm going to imagine that Strength Potion's a big part of that. Oh, what? Maybe it got slid. Let's check and see. I have to assume there's a reason it didn't resolve correctly, right? No. There was no difference in crowd control. It just didn't work. I don't know why that is. It obviously should have. Does scales trigger out from the middle? Because it's not going off at 6, it's going off at 5 because of the scales. I think the closer it is to scales, the sooner scales activates it. The only way for me to check this is to rearrange my board and check the recap in the next fight. But I don't have another explanation as to why I didn't crit there. So I'm going to move this over. And if that's how it works, I actually want the Strength Potion as close as possible. And since it's a burnout and we maintain symmetry, it's very important that you have your aesthetics in order. I'm going to have to sell something. I have infinite money if I actually transmute the gold lead, so I'll just throw away the silvers. Anyway, what's this one? It's garbage. Who could have foreseen this? Also, I obviously should have done that after going to Orion. I needed to make room to go to Orion properly. Hey, it's the potion story. That's very, very good. Obviously, it's not as good as a catalyst generator 2 days ago, but I'll take this now. We can sell the sifting pan, move this over, move these out of the way. Pick up the potion distillery. That'll help a lot going forward. Hey, it's a catalyst generator. I told you they exist. There's just a ton of them now. We should be good to sort out the lead we have left through the rest of the day. Going to roll looking for the retort in the Calcinator. Nope, of course not. That's fine. It is that gold. It's a bit rare. I think everything in that store was silver, sort of proving the point. I have 2 shops left. I think I'm very happy to go to Pearl here and try to find something crazy. I'll sell these now. I have infinite gold. I don't like doing inventory management, and once I have this much gold lead generation, it seems crazy to care. So for the sake of speed, I'll just start selling things immediately and not worry about optimizing inventory to sell when I make more money. Do I just take 1 experience? Seems reasonable.
Looks like the Cretaceous era.
We should absolutely crush this bird.
Avast, featherless worm!
It did not hit anything that mattered. It hits the fire claw. I don't know if that worked or not. I think it did. So if that is correct, I'll be able to check after the fight. I won't actually, because it'll have a lot of hits that weren't affected by it. I'm gonna hit replay and check. I'm not gonna make you watch the whole thing, but I do need to know, did that hit for almost 100 burn? Did it work? I had to go frame by frame in my footage to figure out whether or not that actually crit. It did not. You can see it resolves at the same time as Thurbo, and he takes 59 burn. So I'm guessing that in the case of simultaneous resolutions, which Scales makes these items all resolve simultaneous, there's just an order of operations that is not left to right, and Strength Potion just goes off last. Because whether it was to the left or right of Calcinator, either way, the Calcinator did not crit. Which makes this a whole lot worse than it should be, because I'm losing 50 burn in my opening volley. Anyways, that unfortunate science done. We're suddenly looking to pivot out of the Scales.
My power burns hot.
Transform your leftmost small item.
Impurities.
I could do that. I could also just take a loot item. I'd really appreciate, like, a feather here. I meant to say a wing. I'm glad the game knew what I meant and not what I said. The issue is, it won't fix the problem, will it? Because if the Strength Potion goes off at 5.01 seconds or 6 seconds, it doesn't matter. It resolves simultaneously with Calcinator because of Scales. And I also cannot wing the Calcinator because that would go off before Strength Potion. So I have to put this on Fire Claw because nothing else actually matters. Anyway, let's go to Andy. I don't know what I'm looking for, but we need to go to shops in general.
Good taste.
Incense and Amber, huh? Tell me to float the pivot. I don't know. I don't think I care. I've got unlimited gold. I obviously don't need this anchor. I'm going to buy and float these.
Diamonds.
There's an argument that they're already better than the Thurible and the Ruby. I don't think it's true. but that might be true. And the smelling salts, huh? And the earrings. I think this might be worth holding the float at this point. It takes up too much room is the problem. I'd need to be willing to drop like these 2 items. The ball goes down to 54 plus 100. Previously, it would have been 57, 67 plus 120. So this is about 180 burn. Dropping these 2 items, it is 150 burn. That seems largely inconsequential to me. I'm going to run the incense and the amber so that I'm actually able to do this pivot. Because having the earrings and smelling salts here, that's just the entire build that I'm looking for. There's an argument that durable could hit my board as well, because it is heavy specifically. It's not very good. Definitely going to toss this. Of the items I'm cutting, it's the least important one. And I'm not backing down from this. I'm selling the ruby too. I just needed at least 1 space to transmute the gold. That was the main thing.
Cast aside your deathstruments.
You buy this, get a small reagent. I don't have room presently. Don't care about Frozen Flame or Sleeping Potion. Yeah, not a great shop. Not a great shop at all. I think the slow is worth it even right now. The minor loss in burn for the tremendous increase in disruption is probably, on the whole, good.
My fight isn't with you, but if you insist.
But it opens me up to a swap over to a femur build. And the thing I was going to talk about that I got distracted from when I bought the earrings is you put incense and earrings on either side of a pendulum, and it basically just becomes infinite, and that then, in turn, will immediately and rapidly charge. What's your crit chance? Oh no. Hey, easiest game of my life. Will very rapidly charge a Magnus' Fever. That's what I was going to say. Just watching that to see if I get the 1 in 3 to win the fight. That's all this was. Death enchant Obsidian Language here to make me stress. We have a heavy enchant. I don't think I care. Like, the amber doesn't really matter. Increasing the duration on this from 2 seconds to 3 seconds doesn't really matter. I think I just random the Calcinator here. Yeah, there's really not a reason to do anything else. I'm trying hard to find a reason to enchant the earrings, but that's so speculative when I have so much guaranteed power here. That should do literally nothing, but has a 50% chance of doing something because the scales don't work with Strength Potion the way you would want them to. Just gonna go to the toy shop because the other hours are very, very bad. I don't have the room for chocolate bars. I don't know that I need to roll here, though. On the flip side, I have 116 gold, so sure. Do you have specifically a wand for me? People have said the point of this vendor is to buy wands, but people will just say shit all the time. This says it sells toys from any hero, and I've never seen a wand at this vendor, so I'm not sure it actually is capable of selling a wand yet. Anyway, this is useless. I have no way to scale a yo-yo, no chance of using any of that. 10 regen at start, or just go to Midsworth and look for a Magnus' Femur.
I pay well for mid-size.
Well, see, the thing is, if I actually find the Magnus' Femur, isn't it, like, incredibly awkward? I'll upgrade this, because I have no reason not to. But if I do find the Magnus' Femur, it's worse right now, isn't it? I'm happy to take a Sulfur. I can transfer that later in the day. Don't want a Fire Potion at all.
I mean, help you.
And Sapphire is good, it's just that, like, I have no synergy for a Lockout build, and Lockout builds have gotten worse in general. Dr. Vortex, you said. Well, don't have any reason to fight the other two, really, so let's try it. Neophiliac's not great for me. I burn, I haste, I slow, I don't poison or freeze. That's pretty good. That's 3 of the 5. You can get a freeze off of a skill later. I think I would like Neophiliac here. I guess every build aspires to enable Neophiliac anyway. It's always good, even if you're not good for it yet. Anyway, I'll take more and more useless gold, thanks. Actually, I don't think I picked that up. I've got a transmute which translates to damage. I've got things I'm holding for a valuable pivot. I can't cut anything, because even though the Strength Potion's not doing what it should be, it's still doubling the Fire Claw. I'm just going to skip that. I cannot actually fit that in my inventory in a way that improves my build and my prospects in the future.
It's not
Anyway, what's Goldie got for us? Dragon's Breath, Apothecary, Bottled Lightning, Burning Sleeping Potion. It's probably better right now than the amber, right? I don't know. The amber's making incense a lot better. I don't think it is. Probably just trash. I may as well roll it at the next shop, though, to see if I get something I care about more. Going to roll this, though, for sure. Oh. Well, thank you, Goldie.
Lux told me about you.
I can also get a second amber. The scales don't even do what I want them to do, right? I can put permanent haste on the Calcinator after the first volley and get a second amber.
Didn't think you
And I wouldn't want to upgrade this to diamond anyway because of how it's working. I'd rather upgrade the fire claw. I think this is what I want to do. Obviously, I have no way to use earrings yet, but they could be very good in the future. I think just having the absolutely ridiculous amount of slow that these items represent is probably worthwhile. Going to sell the scales and prevent myself from making the mistake of trying to use them again. Go to Curio. If I can get like a bronze wing to put on this strength potion for consistency reasons, I'd really appreciate it. Highly unlikely that it actually happens, but it's worth trying.
now that's a bargain.
We want to put all of our plus burn on the Calcinator because it's just faster and scaling the Fire Claw. I have no reason to buy sell the rest of this. I could buff the value very slightly with the spiky shield, I guess. I have enough gold that I may as well buy these things. Do I care about 2 damage? No, but I care even less about 2 gold, so fair enough. Alright, I think our build got a lot better by dropping the scales. Getting more ammo really doesn't do anything for the strength potion. Weapon skills really doesn't do anything. I can't really fix this. Explosive potions isn't great, but like, it's not bad. I still have a potion. It's charging the things I care about. I can't believe I'm considering weapons to make this heal for more. That seems so asinine. Why would I do this? I'm gonna go max skills. I can get a ton of regen. I can get some other things that matter. Oh, Brewmaster. It doesn't even do anything. It makes the crit chance last for 0.2 seconds longer, because essentially it increases the duration by the internal cooldown. Emergency draw does nothing. Stocked may as well do nothing. I'm gonna take Brewmaster. It can just do so much down the line. I don't think it's going to matter, but I don't think any max skill is going to matter, and that at least removes one from the pool and has the small chance of opening up some crazy builds later by giving multicast to a potion. He is restorative eels and like a bit of haste with a trev. This doesn't do anything. Yeah, he's at 2 wins. Okay. I'm not really looking at my opponent's wins before I fight them lately, and it makes trying to gauge whether their build is good or bad a lot more fun because I don't have any insider information, and then once I come to a conclusion, I can check how good they actually were. In this case, don't put Astrolabe on your trev board. What are we doing? I think that's pretty much the full summary. Alright, we get 2 leads a day. We have the ability to transmute them guaranteed, so there's not really a reason to go to a transmute event ever. We just go to Goldie again.
How'd I get rich? Oh, you know.
Don't have any regen, don't have a reason to care about these things. It's the wrong large weapon, Goldie. If I got a Magnus' Femur, would I want a runic potion? Truthfully, I do not know. I probably just roll this at every single shop, because if I do ever hit an invuln potion, I will drop this second amber immediately for it. I'll keep it in my stash, because it's probably still worth running in a Magnus build. I don't think a Magnus build cares about Runic Potion that much. Like, it's not bad, it's fine. But I don't have Magnus yet, so trying to float that indefinitely seems silly. I guess I have 100 gold, so trying to be thrifty also seems silly. Andy can sell me an incense upgrade. I guess a strength pot upgrade helps a little bit. It's up against gold, but I mean, it's fine.
Size dilutes the brain.
I need to do the transmute. I want to keep rolling this potion looking for invuln. Bottle Tornado is definitely not the one I want. Vitality Potion is probably better than second amber. Going to pick up the Vitality Potion for now.
Money can't buy class had neither.
Diamond Myrrh. Yeah, sure.
Trap it for you?
I can sell this and just transmute a different thing now. The real reason to come to Andy that I just forgot about, I actually transmute things now, so I can get a bunch of reagents at Andy to transmute later. We're leveling up today no matter what we fight, which means I can go here looking for a very small amount of cooldown reduction. That's not true. It's 5 for the weapon, 5 for the tool, 5 for a vehicle that I don't have, so 10% cooldown reduction, it's not nothing. I can just go Roaming Isle. Roaming Isle is the bad one, I think, the heal one as opposed to the slow one. Unfortunately, this is the one with short up, not the one with thick hide. Thick hide would obviously be great for me. I am going to take the 1 in 7 for the cooldown reduction here. It's like not bad odds of hitting cooldown reduction, and I level up either way, so I'm able to do this. It's a lot of burn now. The build seems substantially better than it used to be. I also have 2 uses of a Vitality Potion, not that it's going to get the second use ever, but still. This goes off at 6 seconds. It's going to be hasted permanently at that point. So it should go off again before the crit chance runs out. Is that what happens? No, it's not. The crit chance runs out, and then this immediately triggers. That's unfortunate. I need a gold crit potion, apparently. Right now, since it does work that way, hasting this isn't even obviously good. I'm probably better off hasting the Fire Claw or the Vite Potion. I think I'm better off hasting the Vitality Potion, to be honest with you. I'm not quite sure. Definitely don't want to haste this, since it's just obviously bad synergy. The Fire Claw might make the most sense. I'm going to go with Vite Potion until I see what my opponent is. Let's go, JJ, try to find something to transfer out of this. Oh no, it's only silver, shit. Oh, that's not a oh shit moment though, that's fantastic. I am going to put the haste there, run the Invuln Potion, and give up on Vite Potion then. The plan is simply, I will not die before they do. That's the whole build, and I believe in it. We do need to keep running Shard of Obsidian simply because, like, yeah, I'd like to slow them more, that would help with disruption, help me stay alive longer. I just need this trigger overheal haste at combat start, though. Now, Magnus' Femur. This is obviously a very good item. I would love to open the pivot path into it. I just don't see a way to hold it right now. That's the problem. It's obviously much, much worse than what I'm currently doing. I've already got a good diamond upgrade. If it were at gold, maybe I'd be considering it. I don't think I can. I think this build's going too well to transfer out at this point. I will take another reagent, though. That's very helpful. Nufu's great, but I have a thing to transmute.
I'll help you find who does.
Got a heavy infinite potion. I could keep this and continue rolling it. I'll keep it and continue rolling it. I would like to get a heavy energy potion. That's going to cause a problem immediately tomorrow. Still, it makes more sense than keeping the silver amber I'm never running, right? The rest of this is useless, so I'll roll looking for the diamond fire claw and pretty much nothing else. Hey, Scales, if you worked, you might still be in the build.
Okay.
I don't know, the build's looking pretty solid at this point. Maybe I wouldn't want to change this. Maybe Incense Amber can be changed into something else. Probably just Pendulum with it between these 2 bird items. That seems good enough. Hard to say. Gonna take my loot item, hope for cooldown reduction or experience. Thank you. The loot items have been unusually good in this run. It is a Vanessa. And Invuln Potion, take the wheel. I don't know, I don't feel very scared of Vanessa right now. I have so much burn. They're playing Astrolabe. Oh, that's not good for them. Swashbuckle and an Arbalest, and your haste is predominantly through Astra. Dude, this doesn't make sense. What are we doing? That's not how you... No. Like, it is an Obsidian Arbalest, so it's gonna do something, but it's not gonna one-shot me, right? Oh. It wasn't gonna one-shot me, but actually the answer was no, it's not going to do something. Oh, even with the Obsidian enchant, Astrolabe is just not it at all. You have 2 non-weapon items. It doesn't work. It's not even good, and you have, like, even with, like, 7 non-weapon items, it's not that good. It's just weak. It's just not good enough. I feel so bad when I see people playing Astrolabe, because I know they're new, and they're learning a painful lesson about a card that seems good on the surface. Ayla's a bad shop, but it's up against nothing and a transmute that doesn't come with a shop, so let's go look for Obsidian enchants. Hey, it's Bottled Explosion, and I have Brewmaster. And left-handed. So what? The first time it goes off, it hits for 25, it doubles to 50 before it goes off, so it hits for 50, then 100. Wow. Sick. It's so bad. It needs so much to make it work. Gonna toss regen pot, gonna toss the chunk of gold. Set up my next transmute. I can't imagine pivoting into that, man.
The Bazaar is not kind to the weaponless.
Turbo enchant for free, you say? The Fire Claw would haste 2 items for 2 seconds. Everything else is bad. But the Fire Claw is permanently hasted. It's worth getting. I, like, don't want this enchant. I would happily replace it in a heartbeat. But this is far better than the average results of an hour. Even if, like, the enchant's weak, it's a great hour. And we should just obliterate the Awakened District. This should not be close. This is immediate 500 burn, basically. How could it possibly not be good enough, right? Yeah, 500 burn. Everything's critting like it's supposed to. The shield does make it take a little bit to actually kill the guy because it gets halved for so long, but also it looks like the second volley crits too. Yeah, it times out correctly. That seems up to RNG, but I'm happy to see it all the same.
I do
Oh.
have plenty.
I don't think I can use that, and I don't think I need the gold either, but it is neat, I guess. We definitely just upgrade the Fire Claw here.
With more time comes greater
Just put that
perfection.
in lockstep with the Calcinator and scale our burn obscenely. We do have to get 3 more wins, and we have probably 5 days to do it. The issue is I kind of feel like I only have 3 days to do it. I don't imagine this build ever wins on day 13 and 15. We need something to snap us in half if we're going to go that far. We have time to find it, though, so like I can't be too upset. Anyway, let's go to Herma. She can sell new reagents and continue scaling our burn values. Don't want any of that. Yeah, why would you stock a reagent? That's just ridiculous. Silly me.
Kinda like you.
You have Grandmaster. Don't really want that, I think. I think most of my skills are bad. Thinking about the Grandmaster, Time to Tinker is pretty weak. Left-handed's not doing anything. Gunner is not doing anything. But Alacrity and Overheal Haste are great. That's 2 out of the 5 odds. It's very likely I get something out of the Grandmaster. I'm just missing a roll on a random heavy potion. I think it's right to go here. Oh, it's literally the 2 I wanted. I think Overheal Haste at Diamond is probably the play. Like, yeah, Alacrity is good, but this is not going off in a meaningful way. This can't crit, this can't crit, this can't crit. The second use of Alacrity takes a while to do anything. Overheal Haste means there's no RNG. The second Stream Potion Volley does work. Set up my lead for the start of the next day, and let's go fight this Vanessa.
I will leave you alive to learn the lesson.
The Diamond Invuln Potion makes me feel so strong. I genuinely think it's one of the strongest items in Mac. It just gives me so much confidence going forward that I'm just not going to die to something. Diamond Fiery Cutlass is the sort of thing to be scared of, but I think we're just fine because we still go off first, get 4 seconds of haste on our entire board. Crit him with the second volley. Yeah, it seemed good. It seemed alright, you know? Dude, that's ridiculous. That's very, very strong. I don't even think his build was that bad. I guess it was. It's 85% crit. It's not 100, which is actually bad for day 10. He has like a bunch of random items off on the side. Like, this doesn't do anything other than minor amounts of slow. It thinks I'm upgrading when I look at his board. What was I going to say before I got completely distracted by this? Oh, he's basically got 3 dead items because this is already permanent haste. This is already... Like, you just don't... He's missing a lot. So there's a reason that wasn't that scary. I think a better Cutlass build would have been much, much closer. Anyway, let's hit up JJ, see if we can't find that pendulum I've been looking for so long. Hey, it's back. Don't want this. Not doing it. You can't make me. If I find a Boiling Flask, I might buy it and hold it and then never see one again, but I'm not just going to blind buy a bottled explosion and hope that it somehow does something.
Come with no weapons? Leave
Hey!
big bargain.
You're one of the things that can be broken. I don't care about a diamond potion, I care about a heavy potion. I definitely care about getting a Philo Stone. Actually, it doesn't give me lead anymore. It just gives me a transmute. I'll pick it up, there's no reason not to.
Glad we could share
Sell it, hold on to it for a little bit. I can just re-randomize the potion and then do something else immediately afterwards.
energies.
Glad to see a pendulum. We might be able to upgrade that and do something great with it.
Use
Getting Amber to Diamond's fine.
good.
Since they fixed shops selling dupes, that is just removing an item from shops as well, so it does have some merit. I can't hold anything. I always end up doing the same thing with this. Nope, not useful. Alright, we have Diamond tier skills. It's level 14. Let's see what we get. Mixed messages. When you use a non-weapon item each fight, charge 1 weapon 1 second. Unfortunately, I'm kind of the opposite direction. I want my weapon to charge other shit. Right-handed is genuinely not awful. It gives me the chance of being able to more reliably trigger my Shard of Obsidian, but I think it's basically just do I go first and I'll never deal enough damage to matter. I don't freeze things. I'm going to roll this. I think those are all pretty weak. The first 9 times you use your rightmost item each fight, charge 1 slow item 1 second. Can be useful. Large items have 50% crit chance. I'm never using any, and I don't have weapons or poison items. So it's kind of just de facto righty-tighty here. And I guess I throw Shard of Obsidian on the right side because it is my fastest item. You know, smelling salts are looking kind of terrible these days, aren't they? The second cut for Pendulum looks very painful. I basically just have to cut my whole slow package and find another item to run. And right now I plan for that is keep rolling the potion and eventually find a heavy energy potion. But regardless of what I'm doing, I am taking righty-tighty here. It's just that, like, I'd much rather be charging incense and amber than smelling salts. The smelling salts are terrible. And looking at them now, I realize, oh, they've been terrible for a while. I'm full haste uptime anyway. Anyway, let's go bully Lord Arkan, see if we can't find something better. Theoretically, Lord Arkan's thrusters, the item to the left of this vehicle. 1 second. I reported the bug that Lord Arkan needs to seriously reconsider his thruster positioning. This guy might have needed to be adjusted when thrusters got changed. Anyway, even with Unwavering, we killed Lord Arkan stupid fast on day 11. That is reassuring. I don't know what I'm looking for, though. Like, I would run thrusters over the smelling salts. I'm not getting the option.
Too much.
Oh. I think I'm just going to leave that on the table. Like, 16 gold? That's nothing. That's chump change. I had that in money. We can go Nightshade, get some random items. Sure. Let's see what he sells. Toxic Laboratory. Interesting. Not helpful. None of that's from me, unfortunately. That's about what I expected to happen when I came here, but he has a shop, so I get to randomize that again. And a heavy energy potion would be a rather substantial step up from a completely irrelevant smelling salt.
Just didn't have time to brew your own, right? Of course.
Grumble, grumble. Don't really have a use for the smelling salt, so Vitality Potion is just better.
That you've never brewed this before.
As for the rest of this, I'm not sure what I can even see, but I will roll the shop because I have infinite money. So why trust my memory when I can just spend money that doesn't matter to immediately check? Take the loot item.
Uncover them all.
Yeah, that doesn't do anything at all. Now we have an issue with space here. I think it's pretty obvious I'm never using the earrings pendulum strat here. Because, like, yes, I have the pendulum. At next level, I upgrade the pendulum to diamond. I can put the incense and the earrings on either side of the pendulum. I'm not running a femur. I don't have a femur. It doesn't matter. Yeah, we're giving up on Magnus' femur. It is another Mac. This one's crashed out. His run's been much weaker than mine, but that doesn't mean he's not turning it around and scaling harder than I am. It's restorative Magnus' femur. He has multiple incenses. So that's going to go off incredibly quickly. I should be able to win, I think, unless it's like chain triggering. Because my burn will just be high enough to be fine. Yeah, you get him. It is a very good femur build, but with like the permanently hasted Vitality Potion, the Invuln Potion, I say permanently hasted. Just 4 seconds of haste off combat start, that's a long, long time. That is a lot of haste. And it is time to make the switch. Slow items, you've been great to me, but I think your time here is over. We have the crit scaling, we have the defenses, we have the overheal haste trigger, and then just burn. Yep, they're done. Maybe another run. Magnus was not for this one.
If you have to ask the
And Andy's a great shop because he can sell a variety of reagents, although he doesn't seem interested in doing it right now. Andy, you little rats. Oh, I'm going to... Oh, I can upgrade that to diamond. That's actually worth doing, because I want to keep rolling that for better potions anyway. So sure. Wasn't thinking about that at all, but it turns out hitting the sleeping potion wasn't bad. Grandmaster for specifically Alacrity, nah.
I got everything you need. Just a matter of finding it.
I would much prefer feathers and wings. I would also much prefer just transmuting things. Rainbow Potion is not it. So maybe we can get the heavy energy potion eventually. Technically this helps. Technically this helps. Technically this helps.
Waiting for you.
Technically those help. I'm gonna keep buying them all, even though they're pretty much useless.
Warm's
the impact of all of these items is basically zero, but I have infinite money, so there's no reason not to take them. Because despite how incredibly minuscule the effects are, they do exist.
That's been sitting there 20 years, waiting for you.
Although, on principle, I will not be buying the hatchet. I'm tired. I don't want to. Alright, Awakened District. Let's check it out. Are we dealing substantially more burn? Probably not. It's only at gold right now. The experience from this, though, gives me the upgrade to get it to diamond, and that will massively accelerate this. Maybe not massively, but it's definitely a lot better. Getting the second volley off faster is just invaluable. It's incredibly important.
Another specimen for my collection.
Well, if I had shield items, I'm sure they'd be thrilled about that.
Mind glows.
Let's get this pendulum upgraded. Get the burn coming out faster. Hina, what do you have for me?
Deals, not war.
That's not a heavy energy potion at all. I will increase the duration on my strength potion. That could matter.
But I'm glad you bought this.
I will transmute the hemlock rather than rolling here because it gives me a more burn value. Barcoon, what do you have?
I mean, welcome to my business.
Sorry, Tome of Johan, it's not happening. I can't think of a single thing he could possibly sell me I care about, but I also have 250 gold, so it hardly matters, does it?
I can feel my leaves falling.
I feel pretty strong. It is a 7-win Vanessa who's stabilized, which implies they had a very good enchant.
You would stand aside.
I may be young for a captain.
Or maybe they just
but
fell
I've
off, who
seen
knows?
my share of storms.
I can't parse what their skills mean about their build. Oh. I don't think I go off first, man. That's pretty fucked up. Yeah,
Bravery
just,
without strength is a
their
sword.
skills don't mean anything because the build is just I duped incendiary rounds and found an obsidian powder keg. Very cool. I don't like that build at all. Oh, man. I hate losing to powder keg so much. Especially a powder keg that has duped incendiary rounds. That's just bullying. Well, we have 2 more shots. Let's hope it doesn't hit that again. Go to JJ, look for reagents to keep scaling our burn values. I would ideally like to actually get to trigger my items and not take 100% of my health as damage before my items activate again. Not quite the shiny silencer with the boulder stuff that you see on Reddit sometimes, but it feels the same. Is a skill vendor better than a transmute? It's gotta be, right? There's no way it's not. Don't poison. So we're gonna roll that. Wow, I actually would have been better off getting a transmutation effect. I'll take the extra ammo. I can't imagine it matters, but all of those were pretty weak. And now we can compare this to the previous fight and see that it's like almost exactly the same and not actually that much better, huh? That's kind of what I'm expecting. Maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised. No, it's a lot better. The second volley is much, much faster, and also the third, just all of them. For my chances of winning in a late game fight, the Diamond Pendulum is definitely the way to go. Unfortunately, Invuln Potion doesn't trigger when you get one shot, in case anyone's wondering why I died in that previous PvP. It just doesn't do anything against one-shot kills. I'm gonna take a freeze out of these options. I don't slow, and I don't freeze, so I'm looking for a freeze trigger, please. Apparently not. I'll remove reaching the summit from the pool, I guess. Not the skill I wanted. Let's head to middle, see what she's got.
What can I get you?
Don't think there's anything I can find here, but as always, I have infinite money, so it doesn't really matter. And we have another shot to roll a specifically heavy energy potion.
That's Paul. He might
Ideally, our next PvP fight allows me to play the game. I honestly don't know that I go to Pearl, right? Like, I don't think the build can be improved in terms of items. I think I just want to scale my shit.
For peace.
Which means Pearl can sell me reagents, and Pearl can give me the heavy energy potion more likely. That's about what I expected to happen. It's fine.
Not being fully present.
It is a 7-win Dooley that has crashed out. Let's see what they got for their enchant, because hopefully it's not as bad as an obsidian enchant on a powder keg. They have a shiny power drill next to a shadowed cloak. Oh, they have 2 drills that start on combat. Thank God for the Invuln Potion and Bite Potion, but I'm still just fucking dead, I think. What a ridiculous build. Holy shit. So he has Start of Combat Freeze with Rust Creeping Chill that triggers Start of Combat Invigorating Cold that triggers Neophiliac with 2 power drills. What the actual hell, man?
Let
Could you just not do that, please? I will definitely take Burning over Turbo on the Fire Claw here. That seems obviously better, considering that if the fight lives long enough for my haste to run out from Obsidian, I'm definitely dead. Now, on average, I don't think I'm expected to lose 3 games in a row here, but we're past the point where averages matter. It's now just do you win on day 14, and the answer is outlook looks bad. The Magic 8 Ball is very cynical about our odds on day 14. And this metaphor, the Magic 8 Ball, is my brain. Oh, I forgot to switch it around. Doesn't really matter. I still have time to do them. The Energy Potion just doesn't matter. I buy it in case they offer me a heavy enchant on like a random hour. I can't drop 2 items from Memento Mori. That's the whole problem. It's the reason Invuln Potion is generally better. I think I'm going to take a small loot item. Cooldown reduction is king. I could also get literally nothing. That's always an option. Gonna go to middle, get the transmute. I don't get the gold because I'm an idiot, but whatever. We just needed the transmute anyway. Don't need any of that. Take the roll, and hey, it's a Boiling Flask. First one I've seen. Don't really see how I can make use of it now.
You leave it behind, someone else finds it.
It's a little bit too late to hold that as a pivot. I'd appreciate Unwavering. The rest of this doesn't really matter. Feel like my last couple of opponents have been a little bit horseshit. Like, I know I'm not favored days 12 and 13, but those are some of the highest high rolls you can have. Start of combat double drill and instantaneous obsidian crit powder keg. Like, what am I supposed to do, man? Go to Andy, try to get more transmutes. I'm not going to roll for the heavy energy potion because, frankly, it doesn't matter.
Remorse never. Be remorseless.
Got the transmute I was looking for. But that's just a little bit more burn value, and frankly, it's kind of irrelevant. I can get infinite haste with the pendulum. I don't think it matters. I think the smart thing to do here is random the vitality potion and hope you get something that does anything. I'm sorry, we only have haste enchants. You're gonna have to go to a different enchant if you want things that actually matter for your build. Grumble, grumble. All right, Midsworth. What are the odds you have specifically Vitality Potion? Probably like 6 out of 50. Not great. What? Why is it still a Hemlock? So my inventory is bugged, and that's not actually how it's arranged, is what I'm hearing. Very cool game. That's the second inventory bug that's meaningfully affected the run. I don't think it actually has mattered, but it's not something I enjoy seeing. Anyway, this Vanessa's never lost, which means she lost days like 1 through 5 and then never failed again. So I'm not feeling confident. Incredibly wide, bonk, deadly trebuchet. Invuln Potion, take the wheel. If we're gonna live, it's on the back of that. Yeah, we don't get our overheal haste here. I thought their build would hit a lot harder than it does, to be honest. How'd that completely stabilize? Is it just enough flat damage to have killed people before day 14? Yeah, that's what happened. They stabilized, but then like their damage just falls off. They don't have any crazy scaling, right? They have a good bit of flat value here. Bonk is very, very good. Steel Storm is obviously incredible. But there's nothing scaling them in combat. So like the individual damage of all their stuff is just not that high. So even though I'm getting bonked and failing to trigger overheal haste in this final fight, this is just an example of why you have to win early with weapons. I got very lucky with this opponent. I'll take it. I got very unlucky with the previous two. Because, like, I just lived long enough to get half health Invuln Potion, 11-second Invuln Potion. This one was also about to resolve. We were just thoroughly guaranteed a win there, I think. These crit chances are very low, so I don't think there was much chance of losing that. I was stressed in the middle there because I've had in this patch already Calcinator runs that started off really strong, got blown out by late game opponent RNG and floundered around day 12-13. But this win made the cuts. And generally with any sort of build like this where you're just a big explosive amount of value at the start and then you kind of just do that, right? Like it's not doing much more than the initial 1500 burn. That's a big part of why Invuln Potion and Bite Potion are so strong in Mac, is these are ways to scale yourself to the late game. You just give yourself more time for the burn to do its job. That's all they have to do, that's all they did, and they were fantastic for doing it. And also, Shard of Obsidian gets dramatically worse as you get past, like, day 10, because the odds of someone hitting you before 4 seconds gets progressively higher the later in the game you get. Sad to see Diamond over Heal Haste doing nothing at the end there, but it was pretty good throughout the rest of the run. Brewmaster, I think, did literally nothing at every point. In general, I think my skills could have been better, although I will say Gold Gunner actually did matter. I think it's the reason I was clearly winning that last fight, since it gave me the second use of Invulnerability Potion. But on the whole, this is really just Calcinator.build. You run Calcinator, you double the Calcinator with a Fire Claw, and you figure out the rest defensively or in terms of speeding yourself up. And that is enough to go 10 wins somewhat reliably, at least 7 very reliably, and very often 10. I'll need to play a lot more before I know if Calcinator is overpowered with the increased access to transmutes off of stuff that generates Catalyst. Obviously, I didn't really get to do that in this run. I just happened to get like a day 4 or day 5 potion distillery after missing everything they added. I think Calcinator is very strong now, but I think it's... No, it's probably stronger at what it does than Regal Blade. So it probably is a little bit out of line, although on the flip side, I kind of think Regal Blade's a little bit weak. So maybe it's not Calcinator that needs the nerf, I'm not sure. I think Calcinator is good. I think this is a viable, meaningful, important part of Mac's game plans, and you need to be aware of scaling Calcinator as a way to win. But I don't know if I think it's overpowered right now. It's definitely close. It's as good as things are allowed to be if it's not overpowered, and that is usually a bad sign that it might be overpowered. Speaking of, don't change Invulnerability Potion. It's perfectly fine. Do not touch my baby boy. He did nothing wrong. Anyways, that'll be all for now. If you made it this far, then thank you for your time. And if you could hit the like button on your way out, I'd really appreciate it. It really does help the channel grow, spread the video around in the algorithm, and it means a ton to me. Anyways, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.